organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, Paying It Forward. Stay tuned to learn how some students are scoring free drinks on campus.
And stay tuned to find out what skeletons are not in the university's closet, but instead are on campus.
And in sports, Iowa basketball's schedule gets a little bit more difficult next season. We'll explain soon.
All that and much more is coming your way next.
Now it's time for your Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Welcome to your Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Meehan.
And I'm Lauren Moss.
Construction work for the new east entrance to the library is going to force some students to take a detour for a little bit longer.
Sidewalk closed. Use other side.
The bus stop on the east side of the main library will stay closed until the start of the fall classes. Students will have to catch the bus a block down from the street in front of the Gibson Square. CAMBUS Director Brian McClatchy said some students prefer the new location better because it's closer to the rec center. The bus stop is relocated because of the ongoing construction at the main library. The new Learning Commons and East entrance is set to be complete in December.
A change in next year's free application for federal student aid allows students more options when marking their parents' marital status. The applications help the U.S. Department of Education calculate a student's eligibility for financial aid. Tuesday, the department said the new form has now options for mark unmarried or cohabiting parents. It also gets rid of gender-specific terms, allowing students to note same-sex parents. Officials said the change will allow for more accurate representation of financial need.
If you've been in the Tippy College of Business recently, you may have been privy to a random act of kindness. Two college faculty members who wish to remain anonymous have initiated a new Pay It Forward program at the UI. The program encourages Tippy faculty, staff, and students to give out a free drink card around campus. These people are distributing 100 cards, each good for 5 drinks. The cards can get you 1 drink per day at Pat's Diner, located inside the Papa John Business Building. The catch is each person can only use the card for 1 free drink, which means up to 500 people should benefit. UI student Teresa Fender happened to be one lucky recipient.
I was having a really crappy day and I just pulled an all-nighter and I was getting a Red Bull and some guy I didn't know just walked up to me and asked me if I wanted a free drink or saw that I was getting a drink, and I was like, sure, and handed me this card.
One of the faculty responsible said in a phone interview, quote, "In business we do things for one another because we should, not because there's always a profit to be had," end quote. Those involved would like to turn the program into a semester-long tradition.
And stick around because we have more coming your way next on Daily Iowan TV. A mammoth discovery. Find out why the warm weather is getting some UI paleontologists excited.
And in sports, we're talking Hawks clones with our softball insider, Cody Goodwin.
But first, let's throw it to Whitney Blakemore for a look at your extended forecast. Whitney, can we expect some more sunshine for the rest of this week?
Thanks, Lauren, and unfortunately the sun may be hiding this week as there is a lot of rain coming our way. Tomorrow morning we'll start off with a 20% chance of thunderstorms and a high around 73. As we head into the afternoon, still expect about a 20% chance of storms. And finally, for the evening, the temp will slightly cool off to 70 and the chance of storms will increase to about 50%. Now taking a look at our extended forecast, Thursday we can expect a big drop in the temperature as the high will only be 50. Also, those thunderstorms will be coming in strong at about 80% chance. Friday will stay in the mid-50s with rain still falling. And finally, over the weekend and heading into Monday, expect the temps to be in the mid-60s with the rain slightly easing up as the days go on. Well, that's all I have for weather. Try to stay dry, and back to you guys at the desk.
1 year ago, the University of Iowa Department of Geoscience uncovered the first mammoth fossil found in Iowa. Their discoveries are now on display here at the university, and Daily Iowan reporter Kelsey Clemming has more on the story.
While most Iowans are excited for the warm weather, the most excited group just might be the paleontologists and students that begin to continue excavating mammoth bones in a few short weeks. Since finding the first mammoth bone last summer, volunteers have now concluded there are actually at minimum 2 mammoths with a potential of up to 4 buried in the site. The fossils they've been able to bring back also brought with them local educational opportunities.
Our mission as an educational organization to offer programming for all ages and especially gear some of these programs at kids to kind of catch their interest young and then try and build upon it as they grow up.
Adults can learn more too at the Old Capitol Museum's recent exhibit edition that features those fossils and others from that time period. The Department of Geoscience, the Museum of Natural History, and the Old Capitol Museum, along with the Paleontology Repository, all came together to make this exhibit happen. But the learning doesn't stop there. The excavation may only be a year old, but one of its goals is to find out how old the mammoth bones are. Local expert says the mammoth has to be at least 100,000 years old, but these ones could be potentially older. A radiocarbon test expected to come back soon will date the fossils. This is important to future research as it can provide information on what the climate was around the time of the death of the mammal. This information could be used in environmental research to assist in finding solutions for negative climate changes occurring in our lifetime and in the future. Kelsey Clemming, Daily Iowan TV.
The Iowa's Ice Age Giant exhibit will be open until August 5th in the Old Capitol Museum.
And now let's take a look at what is happening outside of Iowa City. George Zimmerman, the former neighborhood watch leader who is charged with fatally shooting teenager Trayvon Martin, told a judge Tuesday that he agrees with his defense attorney's decision not to seek an immunity hearing. The hearing would fall under the state of Florida's Stand Your Ground self-defense law. A judge would have the authority in an immunity hearing to decide if Zimmerman is exempt from blame in the shooting. Zimmerman will go on trial for the second-degree murder in June.
And a young girl born without a windpipe now has a new one grown from her own stem cells. 2-year-old Hannah Warren, who was born in South Korea, is the youngest patient in the world to successfully undergo this experimental treatment. Warren has been unable to breathe, eat, drink, or swallow on her own since she was born. Her new windpipe was made from Warren's own bone marrow and is the size of a 3-inch tube of pasta. The 9-hour surgery took place in April 9th in Illinois.
And now for sports, let's toss it over to Ian Martin.
Welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. Ian Martin solo on this Tuesday edition of the program, and we have a pretty good show for you. We're touching all of our bases on the diamond, traveling up north to I-380, and we're filling you in on the best of the rest when it comes to the world of sports. Well, Jack Dom's squad may be in action Tuesday night at Twain Banks, but another ball club has been making a lot of noise about 30 minutes north in Cedar Rapids. The Cedar Rapids Colonels have gotten off to a very hot start in 2013 after opening the season on a 17-5 tear, including an 8-game win streak they extended on Monday night. Our own Kevin Gluck traveled up I-380 to get the latest scoop on the minor league club and explains why an off-season decision by the Minnesota Twins could send a number of current Colonels standouts to the Twin Cities in the next couple of years.
The Cedar Rapids Colonels have a long history as a minor league affiliate for one of 9 Major League Baseball teams at Veteran Memorial Stadium, including the San Francisco Giants, the Cincinnati Reds, and most recently, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. But when their contract ran out with the Angels, the Colonels decided to align themselves with a team over 1,000 miles closer, the Minnesota Twins.
If you can keep your little clubs closer, in the end, there's got to be a benefit for it, for marketing on both of us.
The club has started a promotional night, Twins Tuesdays, where players wear road jerseys and Twins hats to commemorate the switch. The hats the fans see donned by the Colonels are just one of the things that the fans are able to buy with the new Twins logo.
Every day we're fulfilling 1 to 2 merchandise orders of T-shirts and the Colonels merchandise to Twins fans in Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Northern Iowa. So I've seen a lot more interest from people outside the Eastern Iowa area in our ball club.
The fans are also getting a better product on the field, with great young prospects being brought in by the Twins organization, including top prospect Byron Buxton, who was the number 2 pick in the 2012 Major League Baseball draft. All this young talent has even brought in interest from fans outside of the state.
There was a number of people that talked about making the short trip down from Minneapolis to catch a game here in Cedar Rapids.
General Manager Doug Nelson has high hopes that the switch from LA to Minnesota will create a better experience for local Twin fans and a better product on the field. Kevin Glick, Daily Iowan TV.
Colonels actually topped the Lansing Lugnuts at Perfect Game Field on a noon game on Tuesday afternoon to extend their win streak to 9 games. Diamond chatter not the only thing discussed on this Tuesday edition of the program, though. We mentioned that we're checking out some of the best of the rest from around the world of college sports. Let's start in East Lansing, where junior standout of basketball, Adrian Payne, and his decision to come back to campus for his senior season. It's gone over quite well with his coach. Every other coach in the Big Ten, though, probably getting some chills. The decision left longtime Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo, quote, pleasantly surprised, and it'll be hard to argue against the Spartans as the Big Ten favorite coming into a 13-14 season, with only senior Derek Nix departing from a team that won 27 games last year and finished second in the Big Ten. They also made the Sweet 16. 6'10" forward averaged 10 points and 10.5 points per game and 7.6 rebounds a game to go along with just under 2 blocks for the green and white last season. Also from the world of college basketball, a name sometimes not spoken in Iowa City, former Iowa head coach Steve Alford is in hot water with the University of New Mexico, his former employer. They are claiming that the former Lobos coach is willing to pay $200,000 of his buyout, but he will not pay the full $1 million the school is seeking. They are seeking this because Alford took the men's basketball head coaching position at UCLA a few weeks after extending his contract at New Mexico. The University of New Mexico requires a 30-day notice of termination. Now we turn back to the Diamond and some local news. The Hawks and Clones set to do battle in softball at Pro Field on Wednesday afternoon. And who better to have on set with us than our softball insider and Daily Iowan softball beat reporter, Cody Goodwin. Cody, talk generally about the team at first. They beat 5 ranked teams in the non-conference schedule, had a very winning record going into the conference slate. The Big Ten not necessarily known for its softball prowess, so why is Iowa in the bottom third of the standings?
You know, it's kind of funny that head coach Marla Looper actually talked to her today about really they're struggling by not getting their runners around back to score. They're getting plenty of hits. They're getting plenty of opportunities to score, but she keeps talking just adamantly about not being able to get those runners back around. Like she said, the opportunities are there. They just need to learn to capitalize them, and so far they've not done that yet.
Well, tomorrow a big game against the in-state rivals, Iowa State. Iowa has defeated Drake and UNI this year. What's going to be the key to the game if Iowa can defeat the in-state rivals and complete the season sweep of the state of Iowa?
Well, if they're going to do that, they're going to want to get hits early. They're going to want to get hits often. They're 19-5 when they out-hit their opponent this year, the Hawkeyes are. And they are also 17-0 when they hold their opponents to under 2 runs. So, I mean, they're going to play strong defense, get some hits early, get some hits often, and it should be an easy win for Iowa.
It could be an important game to turn around some momentum this season, a team nobody can write off. Well, thank you again for coming in, Cody. A whole lot more coming for you on our Wednesday edition of the program. But for now, Nicole, Lauren, back to you guys.
And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into Wednesday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Find out about Take Back the Night. See our complete coverage of the Rape Victim Advocacy Program's event.
And juvenile offenses. See what the Criminal and Juvenile Justice Planning Division has to say about the amount of minority offenses.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. You can check us out tomorrow at the same time or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.